Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Whilton Mill. It's the Junction 6 NKC Round 4. Yes, Round 4 already, and it's a round here at Whilton Mill that I've certainly been looking forward to pretty much the whole season. We love coming to Whilton Mill, just next to Daventry geographically.
That's quite accurate. It's a lot nearer than Hull.
It's nowhere near Hull, Nick, no. My name is Joe Bradley. I'm with you all weekend. We've got 5 heats to kick things off this afternoon, and alongside me, as ever, is Nick Damon. Nick, back at Whilton Mill, and I tell you what, the weather couldn't be better, could it?
It's fantastic. It's amazing. Everything in the world looks better with a slightly sunny day. It's a little bit steamy in here, in fairness.
I prefer it than chilly.
Yeah, steamy is better than chilly, but it is a little bit on the warm side, it has to be said. But we're brave. We'll work through it for these 5 heats today, but tomorrow we could have a right sweatbox, to be honest.
Oh, it's going to be... Well, the weather forecast is for it to be brilliant sunshine for the rest, certainly, of Saturday, and then we bring you all the action from very early on. What time do we start tomorrow,
9 of the clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's
27 races tomorrow.
Early start, and we are going to be racing all day long. Like I said, we've got 5 heats coming off this afternoon. We're going to kick things off after this last of our practice sessions. We've got senior TKMs out there on the track at the moment. That's where you can see. And we're going to kick things off with junior Rotax, senior Rotax. Rotax 177 will have their first heat of the weekend, and then finalising this afternoon's coverage at junior and senior Rotax to finish things off. TKMs don't kick off their first heat until tomorrow.
Special day for TKMs tomorrow.
It is a very special day, Nick, because it's not just round 4 of the Junction 6 NKC, it's also the All Plate.
It's TKM All Plate. They didn't get a full grid for Rowler, so they decided not to run the TKMs. But I think the usual suspects are out. The 18 to 22 usual suspects will be coming around to win not only points for the round, but also the overall winner gets the O Plate for the rest of the season. Give you a chance to say hello to Dakota Whitehouse. I think is it Whitehouse? Yeah, from Ohio, who gave us a delay of stream, Karting Live TV 5-yard penalty. So obviously celebrating the soon-to-happen start of the NFL season. I think they're doing their warm-ups, aren't they?
So we've been given a 5-yard penalty?
We have, yeah.
Oh, really?
Did
we start late? Well, that was down to a few stoppages.
Yeah, there's been a couple. Yeah. We should be live, as Frank pointed out several minutes ago, but we're not. We're now. So this is the last practice. The next thing out is a race.
I'm going to take the 5-yard penalty, Nick. However,
oh, he's gone. I'm afraid he's gone behind the microphone. He's more than 5 yards. Oh, well,
I'll come back to the start line.
You're back in again, are you?
Yeah, we've.
Tell you what. While we've got a couple of seconds,
yes.
Let's talk about the Northern Cup and let's remember the calendar.
I know the calendar. The Northern Cup, right? Rounds 4, 5, and 6 of the 2024 Junction 6 NKC. We're here at Whilton Mill for round 4. Round 5 next month we go off to the northwest, just beside Wigan, and that's the very splendid Three Sisters facility. One of my favourite tracks.
I got told off. It was a massive all-caps comment on something we did 2 years ago, which was a Wigan Three Sisters on-board lap. It's not in Wigan. It's in somewhere on somewhere. It's like Ashton-under-Lyne.
It's always been known as Wigan.
Apparently, the locals.
It is Ashton-under-Lyne. Yeah,
Ashton-under-Lyne. It's Ashton-under-somewhere.
All right.
Anyway, whoever it is who now is listening to me even more upset with me. Yeah. That's all I can say.
Well, you know what? When I've got time tonight, I'm going to check out where Three Sisters is, but it's always been known as Wigan.
Yes, I think so. I think it's Wigan.
The overall season and the Northern Cup part of this 3-round Northern Cup part of the 2024 season concludes at my home track of Warden Law, and that is in the middle of October. The temperature in October is certainly not going to be like we have here at Whilton Mill. It's
in fairness, if it is, I'll start believing in global warming.
Absolutely. That sums up the 2024 season. However, it would be remiss of us not to mention the Southern Cup part, rounds 1,
finished.
2 and 3.
We have Southern Cup champions. Perhaps we can talk about those Southern Cup champions during their respective races, Joe, because you've got the man who has that information at his fingertips.
I think so. I've got the grid as well for the first round, who are very dutifully lined up in the collecting area.
Who is off first, Joe?
Well, it's Junior Rotax Heat 1. And the pole position driver is a new driver to the NKC. It's Bella McConville, a young lady that I know personally from up in Warden Law, from the northeast of England. She's here with Hunter Motorsport. Great to see them in the paddock, along with some other pretty big teams as well from National Karting. Bella will start NKC journey. Talk about irons in the fire. She's
No, baptism of fire.
Baptism of fire.
Iron of fire is
What the hell
completely
am I
different.
talking about?
Well, yeah, that's not it. No, baptism of fire.
Baptism of fire for Bella. We also get a chat with Bella in the paddock show. So baptism of fire.
Brilliant.
Bella McConville starts on pole position. She was really worried about her interview with me.
Was she?
And I bumped into her this morning. I said, the interview's the last thing on your mind. You need to worry about that first heat. But she's looking forward to that. Let's see how she goes. Harvey Williams is going to start alongside. Row 2 is Owen Keenan, and alongside him is Jaden Sherwood, who is our Southern Cup winner in this class. So we've got our Southern Cup holder and second in the championship overall, but Southern Cup winner Jaden Sherwood alongside on Row 2. Levi Sanguera is on Row 3 with Ryan Sayers. Then we've got Sam Aston and Freddie Theobald. Melissa Adrian and Nathan Trevor share Row 5. Row 6 is Oakley Garthwaite and Jacob Anslow. We've got Daniel Hartley, who is another champion from another series, the Junior Primo champion from the Car Championship. He's out here in the NKC. He did do the O-plate at Rowra, didn't he, Daniel?
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. Yeah, so it's not exactly a brand new debutant in the NKC, but he shares Row 7 with Jaden Shearing, and on Row 8 is Taylor Dixon and Sonny Morgan.
Well, there we are.
Sonny
more names
now
we know well.
Very much ensconced in the LRG Motorsport team with Louis Lodge's outfit. Jack Theobald and Max Greetrex are on Row 9. We say hello to Sebastian Corking.
Hello, Sebastian Corking.
Who was our Minimax champion, remember?
Someone facing the wrong way already.
Oh, that's new tyres for you. That's gone very well. And it's actually Daniel Hartley out on his new tyres for the first time and being caught out massively there.
There's a few of them who've done that.
There's a bit of a difference of opinion.
Yeah, there has been about whether you want to run them in
or
whether you want to give them 3 or 4 laps on these new tyres. Round 4, I think as Joe has explained, the first 3 rounds you had to run the same set of tyres, and the next 3 rounds you had to run the same set of tyres. So 4, 5 and 6 is one set of tyres, dry tyres of course. But you can run them if you wish in practice. Why would I do that? Why would I run my brand spanking new tyres in practice, Joe?
Well, just it takes the shiny sheen off the brand new tyre, which is why we saw 2 people. I mean, it's like ice. It's like being on ice out there.
Do you think they're going to get this one? Or they're going to go around, do you think?
Well, Bella McConville's doing a great job there at the front of the field. That's her on the 28 with bearing the Hunter Motorsport livery, and alongside her, Harvey Williams from the Tyro team. The Tyro team, we get a word with Aidan, the
they're
team
missing out
they're
missing out the Nouvelle chicane on the warm-up lap.
They miss out the chicane on the warm-up lap, yes. But we have got them all in order, and we are indeed going to get them away. And it's side by side through turn 1 into oblivion. McConville gets it all sideways, and she gets away with it, Nick.
Really?
Harvey Williams is the driver that had Bella McConville cart climb onto his.
Wow.
And we had her sliding sideways and connecting and taking off the 200, the number 200. There they go.
Looks fine at this point.
Absolutely fine, but Bella caught out by the lack of grip there sideways.
Wow.
And climbs onto Harvey Williams' cart, but then climbs back off and continues on her way.
She's not going to retain her lead, though, is she? She dropped back a few positions. So we're with the leading carts now as they sweep round through the boot for the second time. Actually, we think we're second and third at the moment. Yeah, it's a Lando Norris cart that leads. That's Jaden Sherwood on the 111 in second over the new curbing there at Whilton Mill for the first time in the NKC. It's Owen Keenan. Owen Keenan on the number 129 that leads as the rest of the field. Where's our pole position driver? She's down the order somewhat, down to 25th, Nick. So I'm not sure if she's damaged her cart in some way. Running though. Well, she was virtually in 7 seconds. Yeah, so she got going again. It's all that climb up the hill without momentum, isn't it? That's what did her in there. So a nice little break for our leader. They're beginning to stack up behind, and there's a move. Nice move through there for Levi Sanguera. Sanguera down the inside, and now he taps his helmet. Hang on. That took 1 minute 28 seconds of the first heat before we got somebody tapping their helmet. For the first tap of the helmet. So now, as we clamber over that chicane curbing, there's a gaggle of carts lining up behind second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth place there. But Owen Keenan, he's made the most of the kerfuffle ahead of him. And that's what you've got to do in these mixed grids. You've got to take advantage when it comes your way. Movement there for sixth into fifth there, I think, there with the Traverse. That was Traverse, who was very quick in there. We actually once paid attention to the practice today, didn't we? And Traverse was quick in the time practice. And they go now through to Parker for the third occasion. And they come round to Ashby. This is obviously a circuit which most people in the country are very familiar with, though it has had this major change just a few months ago with the addition of the new chicane and more scuffling.
Well, Traverse got it all wrong coming out of that Chapman left-hander, and that allowed Oakley Garthwaite on the number 101. But by the time they got to the boot, Garthwaite missed his braking, making the move down the inside. Remember, Nick, these tyres are not quite onto the optimum temperature.
Yeah, and they're also brand new, so there's plus and minuses to all that. It's not like the ultra sticky new tyres of karting 20 years ago when you stuck them on, you had 6 laps and that was it. These things have got to last through three meetings, so you have a little bit of a coming-in period as well. They will be obviously much grippier during Heat 2, 3 in the final than there'll possibly be at any other point during the next two. So we've got the inside then as Traverse again makes another position. This time on the 23 of Sayers.
Yeah,
he's made 2 things. He got past. He was behind Oakley Garthwaite efficiently, scored on the line, and perhaps Garthwaite's got ahead.
Yeah, that was because Garthwaite...
look at that. How much money is going there? Look at that. Bang, new chassis. Bang, new chassis. Bang, new chassis.
Not quite as bad as that, Nick, but yeah, getting close to that.
Could you tell I was a privateer with no money when I was doing it?
It's a very, very harsh chicane curbing here at Whilton Mill. And there's the Traverse move down towards the chicane, and just you can really see it when we slow that down, can't you? And forget the chassis. What about the back?
No, this is junior Rotax. It's fine.
Wow,
they're kids. They'll be fine in 20 minutes. The 177s, some of them might be an issue a few days later.
Especially the Masters.
Yes.
The over 35s. Yeah.
Over 35.
Leader though, Owen Keenan, just ahead of this gaggle here. He's already on his way, but Levi Sanghera has Jaden Sherwood right with him. And Sherwood, we mentioned Sherwood being the winner of the Southern Cup. Maximum points all for him. But when it came to drop rounds, he finds himself second behind Lucas Howell, the number 98. But Lucas not in this one.
Yeah,
we're going to see Lucas out later on this afternoon.
Yeah, Sherwood trying to get a bit racy there. But it does appear that Sanghera and Sherwood, the two carts you can see there, blue and white, and the orange helmet, and the white helmet, 111 of Sherwood, they are pretty much equidistant at the moment. If anything, I'd say Sanghera's just gapping it a little bit. Let's just drift back to the massive number of carts behind them. I didn't count the number of carts it was, Ash. I think it's about 71.
Yeah, that one there, that's Nathan Traverse. Now, I expect Nathan to start pulling away from Ryan Sayers. Can't negate the Oakley Garthwaite on the 101.
Very, very wide Traverse there.
Yeah, he's on the Carlos Sainz chassis, and he looked very racy indeed. However, as I say that, he seemed to lose time through the chicane. Here they come, quite a gaggle of carts into Christmas.
Yeah, it's a mess coming up there, but they all managed to go through in order. I think, we've got there's been a big sort out. I think people have got a kind of a good speeder. That's a real sneaky. I think that was the O-plate. Yeah, I think Lucas Howell just picked up a place in vert. They're just coming right up the inside of the tightest part of Ashby. And then popping out there through Chapman, and that was the 101 of Oakley Garthwaite, I think.
Yeah, Garthwaite down the inside of Sears. And he was looking very racy indeed, and he looked like he was about to do that. Remember, with 6 laps now, the tyres are very, very much.
They're taking more now, aren't they?
They are, because they've got the grip now.
Yeah.
So they can point the cart at that curb and just clatter over it. So, leader, Owen Keenan, he's 1.1 seconds up the road, but behind him, Levi Sanghera and Jaden Sherwood.
Sherwood closer this time, John.
3/10 to get from one another.
Sherwood looked closer.
That does not look like 3/10. That looks like nothing at all.
Yeah, I think he just got a bit of a run up and round and through Christmas. Now he's going to try and see what he can do coming back up the back straight.
He seems to lose out of Chapman, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a very tricky corner, that, not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, I mean, now he's going to go around the boot again. Risk life and lower back.
Life and chassis. Yeah. Welders are plenty out in the paddock at the moment as this gaggle of carts beginning to come together now, Nick. 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th and 6th there. Almost in a direct chain. Yeah,
the battery's definitely 2nd. Well, I say it's only 2nd, 3rd. Then we look back and it's 4th and 5th. Where's Traverse? He's still in 4th, is he? Okay, so he's still trying to get across back up. And he has done it. You're right, absolutely right there, Joe. He's now just about bridged that gap. Levi Sanghera is probably a couple of tenths slower than the others. And I'm not saying he's slowing them up.
Oh, he slowed them up all right through Chapman there. He's got
2 looks.
Sherwood absolutely clawing all over his bumper. He had to go defensive, and now they all concertina together. And Garthwaite in that Little bit of a kerfuffle there where they're concertina together. Garthwaite has found a way by Traverse. Looks over his shoulder. He's now right on the bumper of Sanghera.
I'm going to say, all right, we're 8 minutes into the new layout of Whilton Mill for us. Okay, beautiful move there again. 101, lovely move. Garthwaite into third.
Yeah, Garthwaite ahead of Sanghera for third, and he looks very racy, Nick.
Yeah, I might say this thoughts a bit later, but I think that chicane, whilst absolutely vital for safety reasons, may have taken an overtaking position away. And again, this battle for second.
I'm not sure what sort of line Sherwood was taking there.
A careful one.
It was a defensive line.
He's defensive again, which would normally
very defensive.
That would normally cost you historically, wouldn't it?
Right.
But now it doesn't, because it's single line through here. Oh, but look at the inside. Oh. Beautiful move by the zero of Lucas Howell. He's come from 6th to 4th in one lap, and possibly even further up than that. They streak now up towards Christmas Corner. It's a long run uphill.
He's alongside Garthwaite into the break now for Christmas, and going with him is Traverse to get that back on Garthwaite. And Garthwaite was hung out to dry there on the outside of Christmas, wasn't he?
Yeah, and Sherwood was so much slowing this pack up for a bit. But Sherwood has really slowed the pack up. They lost 2 seconds on Owen Keane in the lead that last lap. Sherwood absolutely looking for those points for second, but now he's under pressure from our O-plate holder Lucas Howell. Coming together there.
Garthwaite ahead of Traverse.
Lost big style there.
And going with him is Levi Sanghera. It looks like, if anything, Sherwood seems to have an issue and just can't find the pace, and people are absolutely tripping all over him. He seems to be lacking pace.
I tell you what, though, he's driving well to hold them back.
Garthwaite ahead of the O-plate holder. Garthwaite ahead of Lucas Howell. And Garthwaite chasing after Sherwood now.
Look at the queue behind Sherwood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 16 cars being held up just for Sherwood, who is driving absolutely brilliantly, but not particularly quickly.
No, he's certainly not got the pace of the people behind him. They're trying. He's a cork in the bottle, isn't he?
Well, it's the last lap, and he's got a few more corners to defend for what will be a heroic second place. Goes 100% defensive there.
Yeah, he's going to compromise down the back straight, though.
Nudge.
And he gets a little nudge. He defensively drives into the boot. And this is where he holds them all up, because there's no way through, Nick.
Yeah.
Round the outside, Garthwaite gets hit and put off. He has to take the force majeure line through the chicane.
Not sure about that, but Keenan's won it.
He will take a penalty for that, will Garthwaite. However, he got a nudge, and it was really a bit of a force majeure incident for Garthwaite. However, Owen Keenan takes the win by 4.6 seconds, while all of those carts were tripping over Jaden Sherwood, who held off everybody.
I think you've got an official train down to 20th place.
Incredible. Incredible way to start off round 4 of the Junction 6 NKC.
What that illustrates is, and we may see this as we move through the whole week, and certainly we get to the finals weekend, the finals tomorrow, that a well-driven cart can now be quite slow, because the running around the boot, that defensively, it appears the single line from the new chicane is protecting you from what we used to see coming around the second part of the boot.
Well, it might protect you, but behind you is all hell's breaking loose.
Chaos is great, isn't it?
All hell's breaking loose. Let's have a quick look at the rundown of the top 10 then. Owen Keenan takes the win. Jaden Sherwood hung on to that second place in fine style. The O-plate holder Lucas Howell was third. Oakley Garthwaite finishes fourth on the road. I'm not sure how that's going to pan out.
I am pleased. Sorry, but the bumper man's back sitting down there again.
Yeah, there he is. Well, of course, we're racing now, aren't we? So he's needed. Nathan Traverse fifth, Freddie Waylock sixth, seventh as Ryan says. Jasmine Taylor finishes eighth, Melissa Adrian ninth, and Levi Sanghera rounds off the top 10. Just a little word for Bella McConville, who had that off from pole position. She finished in 25th place after that recovery drive for her. Seb Corking 23rd, Jack Theobald 21st, Charlie F. Grave 20th, Sonny Morgan finishes 18th, Max Greatrex finishes 17th.
Can I ask you a question you might know the answer to?
Go ahead, Colin.
There's 3 Theobalds in this race. Are they related, and if so, in what way? So you've got George, Freddie, and Jack Theobald.
I don't know the answer to that, Nick, but maybe one of our viewers does.
Yes, if you know whether the 3 Theobalds in this same race, George, Freddie and Jack, are related, that's the first question. And then question B is, if they are related, how? Because often it might be 2 brothers and a cousin, or it might be 3 uncles and it won't be uncles because they're juniors, but you know what I mean.
We get straight on with the second of our heats. This one's for the senior Rotax class.
Oh, and look, someone's already facing the wrong way as well.
And that's new tyres again, Nick. New
tyres. 2 of them facing them. This is marvellous. They're all facing the wrong way.
We are going to get them back into this grid order. It's Bobby Rosier, the number one, the current champion in the 162 kilogram category, leads the field round in pole position with Michael Thompson alongside. Second row is Rafi Celentano. Returnee Andy Ambrose with LRG is on row 2. Mason Perrin, our junior champion, is on row 3 with Braden Hill. Junior champion now into seniors, of course. Jason Anderson and JJ Hind share row 4. Harry Wright and Riven Welsh row 5. Archie Carter and Alex Timmons are on row 6. Jack Maidman and Tommy Lee Davids are on row 7. Row 8 is Ben Harper and James Wood. Ryan Shepard and Joseph Rippon on row 9. Row 10, Adam Catling, Tristan Sharp. Joel Bowden, Arthur Thacker. Blake Tysers, Marcus King. And then we've got Finley Underwood, Luke Evans, Ashton French, Rufus Flan, Sam Elliott, Ben Ballou, Joshua Delacarta, Reece Knight, and rounding off the 33 cart field is Faraday Arian.
And they are, well, came to a dead stop there. This isn't just this slow. This is a dead halt they've come to.
And that's down to Bobby Rosier, a driver that knows what he's doing. He's on the right-hand side of the screen there, the orange and white cart there. The number 55 of Andy Ambrose has joined him on the front row. So where is Michael Thompson on the 190? He must have been one of the spinners, Nick. Yeah. So Andy Ambrose taking that up that front row position. Bobby Rosier hanging on to this very slow pace and then accelerating away.
They're happy with that because a couple of bumps out the tram lines really good. But they've got round the first corner, which is a improvement on the previous heat.
Salentano's gone with him as well, Nick.
Top four have a virtual break there. Third and fourth right at it straight away. And into third does come the bright orange 76 of Mason Perrin. You've got all sorts of issues down beneath there. There's a couple of cars that have problems in the first couple of corners, but now up and away and through Ashby for the first time.
Here they come then, first, second, third and fourth, all together. Bobby Rosier, the current champion, he's leading this train of 4 carts that have broken away from the rest of the field. Onto the back straight now, heading towards the boot, through the left-hander. It's a completely different corner this now, out of the boot. And we've got yellow flags as there is a cart on the edge of the track there. That's just being recovered. 35
cart being recovered, so that never made the strap. Look at that beautiful illustration there of this break the top 4 have made. In many ways the top 3 actually, because they're dropping 4th place man Andy Ambrose quite quickly. Did Andy used to be in heavyweight and come down?
No, he's always been in the 162. He raced with us last year in the NKC. He's been off doing something else and he joins us for the 3 Northern round. He's a lad from the northeast, so the Northern round suits him.
Yeah, big grids this weekend. It's the second biggest grid ever, and it was the
biggest by 1.
It was the biggest grid, and then a couple of people couldn't make it, and it dropped down to by 1, the second biggest grid at 226. I think we've got this weekend, which is remarkable, really, because there are other less important events on.
Yeah, there is another big championship going off in North Wales there. Look at the way they hammer across that curve. Rosier just took almost all of that curve right up to the mark cones. And Andy Ambrose being left behind, so Rosier leads, Salentano second there on the white cart, then the bright orange cart there of Mason Perrin. Mason, our current junior champion from 2023, settling in very well in the senior class and ends up being a front runner. I think these are controlling the pace here, Nick. Our heats as ever, everybody, 8 minutes and 1 lap. And we are just inside of 6 minutes remaining, so very early stages.
Yeah, just at that, but look at it, just like Bobby's made a breakaway. I think Rafi Celentano made a slight error going through the Parker Chapman complex, and he just dropped back. But interestingly, he's kind of backing up your not going as fast as they possibly could concept. That he's kind of
now
bridging
right.
the gap, or is he? I don't know. No. He's in trouble, isn't he? He's got
tyres are coming in, Nick. Lap 3 completed. Bobby Rosier, he's got his tyre pressure and tyre temp where he wants it, and now we see the pace. The true pace coming.
He's going.
Remember, everybody on brand new tyres here this afternoon. It's one set of tyres, one set of Maxxis tyres for all 3 rounds of the Northern Cup. Now, we are very likely going to get some rain, certainly in October.
But they're not this weekend, so we always get rain at Whilton, and you promised me no rain this weekend.
There's going to be no rain this weekend? There's no rain whatsoever. Bright sunshine is the forecast. So, behind these 3, Nick, we've got Andy Ambrose, a very lonely 4th. Let's just drop back slightly, and that's a battle behind Andy.
Yeah, 5 and 6. So that's Riven Welsh and Ben Harper. Harper on the 62, right behind him in the blue suit. Very blue that suit, very blue suit, very blue cart, the 60s, even blue numbers. Harper. Just slipping around the back there. 2, 2, 3. I'm not quite sure if they've got 3 numbers or got 2 numbers. I'm not quite sure. Because I think another championship, they kind of put out 3 numbers for the entirety of one particular class or another, but it's a kind of choose what you want to do.
Yeah, it's when somebody's already taken 23, you add a 2 to the front.
Or do I didn't from 24?
Well, yeah.
So these two are about to become a 3, aren't they?
These two are about to become a 17.
Oh, okay.
By the looks of that.
Lost time there. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Well, I say lost time, and they gained time again. But he definitely seemed to lose time as he came over the chicane there. That was Harper. But Harper's now been joined by Joseph Rippin, and they've got James Wood on the back of them as well. So these are 4 carts. Just to point this out, this is 5, 6, 7, 8 down. The lead now for Rosie is over a second. Rafi Salentano and Perrin very close together in absolute no man's land. Andy Amber's ahead of these two.
Yeah, now look at that. Down the inside has gone the 20. That's Joseph Rippin ahead of Ben Harper. But look at the 12 behind the number 62. That's the 12 there with the blue and orange front. The yellow helmet of James Wood. We've seen how quick James can be. He's going to be under pressure from Blake Ticehurst, who likewise has got Adam Catling, Tommy Lee Davis, Jack Maven and Marcus King not that far away from these. Look at that train of carts there.
Is this going to be the new thing for this track? We get massive trains.
You never know, Nick. You never know. Now, the leaders have gone.
Ooh.
And already defensive driving with 3 minutes remaining.
Nicely through there. Went ripping up to 5th place. And interestingly,
and
also Harper went through as well. So Ribbon was the big loser there.
That was an opportunist move there, the 62. I thought we were going to lose Harper behind James Wood, but that hasn't happened, and Harper back into it.
Yep, as you say, he looked slightly lost at one point, but now as they move through, just to check up again, the top 4 really aren't doing anything either, so they're still in the same order they were. I mean, in fairness, that Perrin is still as close to Salentano as he was 4 laps ago, which is very close. Now perhaps he's waiting to make a move later on underneath the viewing gallery, and now down on the straight.
Bobby Rosier still leads. He put in a purple sector time, or lap time I should say, that's just been stolen from him. Ben Ballou down in 14th goes fastest on lap 7 completed, but Rosier leads still from Salentano. The gap's 1.8 seconds. Then Mason Perrin right on his tail, still waiting for a moment there. Andy Ambrose a very lonely 4th, and then the battle here is what we're watching. Joseph Ribbon, Ben Harper, Ribbon Welch, James Wood, Blake Ticehurst, Adam Catling, Tommy Lee Davis, Jack Maidman, Marcus King, down to 13th that train, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, it's going interesting. I've got a comment from Ian McCarthy on YouTube. So good evening, chaps. That new final turn, isn't it sponsored by a cart repair shop, is it, by any chance? Might well be.
Yes,
I bet you have a conversation about it in the paddock world, don't you?
Cart welding in.
Yes, and seats are us.
And seat fiberglass.
Look at that, another fantastic train, but it just is spring out. Can we move back to the second and third battle? That's just coming down to Ashby now. Salentano and Perrin.
Yeah, that Mason Perrin, he's biding his time and has done most of this race. Now, Salentano, we know how quick Rafi can be, and we know how quick Mason Perrin is. So this is going to be a battle of wits going into the final minute, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, he looks left, he looks right. I think there's... Oh, and that's going to lose him some time. Way too much curb there going into the first part of the booth.
Yeah, but he can sacrifice that now because he can just hold everything up through the chicane.
Well, no, but I'm saying he had a gap, and the gap then went. So he comes wide.
So into the left-hander, you have to use the curb on the left-hand side.
But look, that
however, just flicked him sideways, didn't it?
I mean, you're right. It's 0.2 of a second. It's not like the end of the world.
But then the advantage, even though you've slowed the car down, the guy behind you can't get by because you're going into the chicane.
You lose your lead, but you don't lose the position.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw last time round. So yeah, if you get a chance at the end of this, if you joined us late, watch the first heat because it was a fantastic piece of defensive driving, which then caused a train of 17 carts, but 18 carts behind him.
So we're inside of 20 seconds remaining.
I think they're going to get 2 more.
I think we're going to get 2 more laps. Yeah.
Here comes our leader about to cross the line.
Just
right
ahead of these
now
two,
goes Rosie up. Yep, in the 1.
7 seconds on the clock there as he did.
2 more. What can Perrin do? Because he's going to have to try and overtake him.
Now also, there's the move.
Yeah.
There's the move. Textbook move at Christmas corner. Very hard for Salentano to come back at him. And Perrin, he just bided his time there. He knew the move was coming.
Look at that, he did the head tap. with a lap
now,
to go.
Now he's done a head tap. He's got.
Yeah, but Salentano's, it is easy to follow into lead. And Salentano now is thinking, hang on a second. Hang on a second, I'm going to try back down again.
He's going to want to come back at him, isn't he?
Massive mother's meeting behind
just behind these two, Andy Ambrose has been caught by and has been overtaken by Joseph Rippon.
Rippon had
so Joseph Rippon has now taken that position of fourth place away from Andy Ambrose. Just coming across the line now.
Salentano definitely not saying.
Salentano coming back at him at Christmas. He matches the previous lap.
Side by side.
Round the outside and down the inside towards the kink at Inkermans.
That is some aggressive forward and back motion. Good driving by both of the Carters there, but interestingly, it's not.
Perrin slid wide. He slid wide and Salentano. He put a wheel off the track. He lost momentum, and Salentano comes back at him. Let's have a look at this again. There, Mason Perrin. He just slid wide, didn't he? He went sideways. A little bit of wheel banging because Salentano said, "Oh, I'll have that." And as Bobby Rosier crosses the line to take the checkered flag in the first heat for the senior Rotax 162s, Rafi Salentano will take second. Mason Perrin will take third. Joseph Rippon fourth. James Wood up to fifth.
Yeah,
Ben Harper sixth. Blake Ticehurst seventh. Andy Ambrose falling back to eighth. Riven Welsh ninth. And then we've got Ben Ballou rounding off the top 10. There's the rest of the finishers there on the timing board.
There's a few people who've made some good gains from their lower grid position.
Yeah,
here.
I think so.
And they'll be sitting there going, right, this is good points for both the championship, and obviously also this is good points for getting that qualification into the main final. It is a little bit warm in here, so I'm going to have a drink, so that's fine. And if you can hear some background noise, we are actually...
We're in race control.
There's a little conversation going on, which is impressive. We only had one race at this point. There's already a conversation about it, so,
I think everyone in the paddock is now in race control.
There's a queue, yeah. I'm not quite... By the way, this is all from the first of the two races we have. We have at least 1, 2, 3, 4 protests going on.
Right, let's move straight ahead as the 162 Rotax competitors get their nose cones checked. I'll have to find the name of that marshal on that nose checker.
Do you think you could give me a little fishing rod as well? He could be the nose gnome.
What's his name, Matt? All right, is he from the track? All right, okay. Nose scrutineer.
That one looks quite low.
John Doe, we'll call him.
I said you give me a little fishing rod. He'd be a fabulous gnome.
Right, 177s are next for their first heat. Now this is always an intense class. Ryan Taylor Truman is the winner of the 177 Southern Cup. Scott Clee took the 177 Masters. Ryan Taylor Truman leading the championship overall. In fact, Ryan Taylor Truman took a win in round one at Clear Pigeon. He took the win at Forest Edge, and he took the win at Dunkerswell to clinch the Southern Cup. And
lovely shot of the audience in all of our receivers.
That's right, yes. No, nobody's tampering. Scott Smith then will start on the pole position with alongside TH Courses Arison Crook, Tyler Kelsey and Sean Rudge are the drivers on row 2. We get a chance to chat to Sean Rudge, who was repairing his fiberglass seat.
Why would that be?
In the paddock show.
I wonder how he broke that.
Yeah,
or scraped it away.
CRG's Nathan Schaefer on row 3 with alongside Will Murdoch, who was here with the LRG team for the first time. Will, a driver who's been doing some Super 1 racing, I believe. Joshua Pickford and Alfie Anderson on row 4. We've got Zach Fontenot and Dennis Treziak. Billy Clark and Will Milner on row 6. Steve Thompson and Cole Edwards row 7. Marcus Basley and Ollie Hancock share row 8. Chris Abraham and Dave Nolan are on row 9. Dan Millward and Archie Elliott on row 10. Championship leader Ryan Taylor Truman on row 11. Keep an eye on him moving through the order on his Sodi car. Ben Hitch alongside. Row 12 is Toby Kiss and Kieran Thompson. Josh Howard, and welcome back to Zach Bolton, his fan club tuning in. Hello,
fantastic.
Grant. Hello, Grant. I know you're a big fan of Karting Live TV's coverage of Zach's racing. Row 14 is George Walker and Max Williamson. Daniel Hammett and Jake Davis on row 15. And then rounding off a 32 kart field is Matthew Lear and Thomas Burchard.
Do you think it's the extra 15 kilograms that no one spun coming out? Just a mechanical grip.
That's good observation, Nick. Good observation. That might be the case. Yeah, that might be the case. We've got the field being led around by Scott Smith and Harrison Crook. They're the two drivers at the front of the field. The pace is being dictated, however, by the number 38, that white cart there of Scott Smith. He's the driver that dictates the pace as they come through. The right-hander is the old pit bend. They miss out the Nouvelle Chicane, as we've named it. And here we go. We should get this underway. And we are indeed off to oblivion. Into the left-hander. And we've got carts off left, right and centre.
And that's not... off so many carts, doesn't make the picture go jerky.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was our receiver being shaken to death.
May well
We've got
be.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cart train now. Down through increments and towards the right-hander at Ashby's. It's a tricky corner, Ashby's, Nick, because it's off camber. That's Nathan Schaefer in that orange cart in third. Our leader, though, Scott Smith. Harrison Crook second. Then we've got Nathan Schaefer, and I think that's Tyler Kelsey in fourth place now. He's been demoted somewhat into the boot for the first time under race conditions. And Scott Smith leading. I'm not going to say comfortable.
Well, you're not
comfortably.
Once
you're not comfortable over that curve for sure.
Some people take a bit more side than you need to. Smith in the all-white cart, not because he hasn't got any sponsors or doesn't like a sticker kit, because he probably wants to save a little bit of weight. Half a kilogram, isn't it? Half a kilogram the sticker kit, isn't it?
Nathan Schaefer looking like he's about to challenge Harrison Crook. Now, Harrison Crook is second in the championship currently. Second in the championship on dropped scores so far after 3 rounds. Here we are, first round of the Northern Cup part of the 2024 season, 4th round of the overall championship for the National Kart Cup. And Schaefer now, having been right on the bumper of Crook, has fallen back. Crook there with the blue and white overalls.
He's not fallen back by very much.
No, he's not. He's still there, isn't he? And I think he's actually a little bit quicker. Now the tyres begin to come into play. Tyres heat up a little bit quicker on these heavier carts. And Schaefer, he was right with Crook, and he looks down the inside on the brakes there into the braking area. And the CRG dealer on that orange and black cart into second place. Now then, Nick, the question is, can he pull away from Harrison Crook and draw in Scott Smith?
At the moment appears to be probably, but I think the interesting thing about Crook is you don't know how Crook's tuned the cart. He's not looking like he's quite got the ground speed he needs.
Well, surprisingly, Nick, because Harrison Crook has been the quickest in all the free practice sessions so far this weekend. And now, the first time, and he's looking down towards his engine.
Well, that was a radiator adjustment, but he lost time doing it. So is the engine not running quite cleanly?
I'm not sure that was a radiator adjustment.
No, he's still looking. He's looking again. Yeah, he's looking down.
That's not a radiator adjustment, Nick. That's something on the carb. He's not happy with the power coming out of that engine.
And he looks... Yeah, that's not great. But what he's got to do now is survive and get the maximum possible points he can. This is his front of the grid start.
You see how he adjusted the radiator flap there? He didn't even need to look at it. Whereas before he was looking down at what he was doing, and I'm not sure what that problem could be. It's got to be down in the carb area or the airbox area. That's the only thing down there.
They got easily adjustable carb settings like they used to have.
No.
They used to be quite easy to change, didn't it?
Yeah. On the and we talk about that in the paddock show. To one of our TKM drivers.
Yeah, look at that. Up the inside goes the 56.
He's down on power, isn't he?
He's down on power, but he's obviously trying to use all the intelligence he can to stay ahead, because he knows that he can fix it when he gets back to the paddock, but these are points that are disappearing.
Now, he's not down on power top end wise, because that would have come into play.
It's bogging, isn't it?
He's down on power, punching out of the very slow chicane complex here.
And again, look at that, gone. See?
Yeah, punching out
nothing coming out the corner. That
must
be so sickening.
Well, it is, because you saw how he threw the cart into oblivion and Crook just to keep himself ahead of Joshua Pickford.
He's certainly not short of top speed, is he?
No.
He's gaining. Through there on Pickford, but Pickford now...
This is where he'll pull away. Pickford on the white-nosed cart there will just edge away from Harrison. Look at that. Oh. He's lifting himself up. He's definitely down on the power. And he's having to nurse that cart home now.
Actually, interestingly, this actually is we've hit our third race. We've got an interesting technical issue, but as far as racing is concerned, they're really, really spread out. It's a 1.2 second lead for Smith and Chafer. Chafer's then got another 3 seconds over Pickford. Pickford, you can see, is pulling away from Crook just to the speed of it. Now, Ryan Taylor-Truman, who would obviously want to take advantage of Crook's issues, is back another 1.9 seconds. And it's Zach Fontenot. And I think, in fact, is Fontenot in a battle? I think he is, yes. So we're going to need to we're going to come underneath you, Ash. You need to drop back about 3, and there's 2 of them fighting, coming around the top corner now. So just let this one roll.
Guess who he's being pressured by?
And it's these 3. Oh, it's 3 now. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Led by the green and red machine, 252 with a white helmet. That's Zach Fontenot.
That's Ollie Hancock there. Fontenot on the green and red card. Ollie Hancock right on his tail, and behind Ollie is Archie Elliott. And Hancock through in textbook fashion at Christmas corner. Here comes Elliott though. Archie Elliott, he wants some of it as well, and down the inside he goes at Ashby's.
Fontenot lost 2 in the course of about 4 corners, but he's not given up now. Looking up the inside, going to Chapman. No, going the outside, left, right. That's not the fastest route the 54 of Archie Elliott has taken, but it will keep Fontenot back for a while. This is the battle for 6, 7 and 8.
It's the usual. Now that I've gotten by you, I'm going to tap my engine for you to support me in catching the cart in front. And Ollie Hancock leads out of the chicane. It'll be 7 laps completed for these drivers. Ryan Taylor-Truman, by the way, has come up the order and is now in 5th, and he was down in 21st place.
Wow.
So Ryan Taylor-Truman now catching Harrison Crook, the driver that's nursing that cart home.
He's only half a second behind Pickford. He's half a second behind Pickford lap, so he's not lost anything in the last lap. So he's, as all good drivers, he will begin to drive around the problem and minimise it. He'll work out a slightly different line just to reduce his minimum speed. It's not necessarily the best way to do it, but take a wider line and try and get the cart effectively on the cam, effectively. Good move there.
Yeah, the 54 of Archie Elliott down the inside of Ollie Hancock and up and into 5th place there as they cross the line to complete 8 laps.
And it's 4 behind. Let's talk about the 4 behind them. Led again by Fontenot in the green and red.
Really that, isn't it? Here they come then towards Christmas, and they're still battling, and a little bit of a nudge there, not hard enough to demount the front nose. The front nose, there's the first one.
Hey.
The nose cone on the 42, but Zach Fontenot now knows that Steve Thompson is there. As they went into the braking at Christmas, he had a massive nudge, flicking the cart sideways. Let's see if the number 42 of Steve Thompson can get by and down the inside into the boot. And that was pretty clean, wasn't it? That was like, he made that look so easy. Yeah, 40 seconds on the clock.
Fontenot's a bit of a cork in the bottle here, and a bit of a sitting duck. He's got Ben Hitch behind him next. When you come up to Christmas, I think he's going to lose a few more positions. It's just one of those, it's not quite working for Fontenot at the moment. Managed to hold back that one through. He's now go for Inkerman, and then they're going to turn downhill to the shot at Ashby, and another position goes, and it is indeed Hitch who gets past Fontenot. Still Smith leading out.
I'm just keeping a wary eye on the lead battle, because Scott Smith, who still leads coming out of the chicane now to complete 10 laps, he's got Nathan Schaefer closing down. It went from almost 8/10 of a second. It's about half a second now.
We'll pick up our leaders with Frank. They're coming towards you in the second, first, 38, second 99. And we'll pick them up with Frank any second now and see how they're going. They're coming near him now. There they are, going back down towards Ashby.
Yeah, he's Nathan Schaefer on the orange and black CRG, catching the all-white liveried Scott Smith.
And it's not a lap. This is the last lap. I thought it was the last lap. There's one more after this.
No, there's one more. They just crossed the line with a few seconds, Nick. So Scott Smith has driven quite a dramatic race. He started on the pole and has hung on to that lead in fine style. He's aware that Nathan Schaefer is there. Nathan just flicks that rear axle up higher than I've seen anyone flick it up. And on to the final lap then.
Sweeping round now up towards Christmas. Went down to 0.5, so he must have been a couple of tenths faster, Chafer, that time. Yeah, he needs more than a couple of tenths, and he did seem to gain a little bit under braking. But that's obviously the image you get as, you know, the slower you go, the shorter time distance is. You know,
he's now got back markers. The blue flag was being waved there for the back markers, but you can see the gap now. We don't really need a stopwatch. And are those back markers going to come into play for the lead of this 177 heat? They're already going to be... Oh, and now the back marker's fully aware. Grid driving there. Oh,
no, he wasn't.
Almost unaware that Nathan Schaefer was there. He's got to hang on to this, Nick, surely. Scott Smith will take the heat win.
Well, good move. This is the road awareness replay.
He waves the leader through and then tries to take his line, but there's Nathan Schaefer. Oh, that bit of a shock there.
That was close to an accident, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
it's like me at roundabouts, always close to an accident.
Scott Smith takes the first heat for the 177 class from the pole position. Nathan Schaefer on the CRG takes second. Joshua Pickford takes third. Harrison Crook hanging on to fourth in very, very fine style. Just hanging on to that with only 0.2 of a second behind him is current championship leader and Southern Cup holder Ryan Taylor-Truman in fifth. Sixth was Archie Elliott. The first of the Masters was our mate Ollie Hancock. Steve Thompson second in the Masters and 8th overall. Ben Hitch third in the Masters and 9th overall. And it was Will Milner who rounds off the top 10. We've got the rest of the finishers there on the timing board. That is the way that the rest of the field finished. And now...
Very slow in-laps going on there. Seems like they're trying to save fuel.
Penultimate heat of the afternoon.
Already?
Yeah, 2 more to go.
So we have now coming up Junior Rotax Heat 2?
Yeah, the second heat for Junior Rotax. Not everyone's second heat, I'll have you. We've got such an amount that we have to split them into groups.
Well, we've actually got, in total, 7 heats of Junior Rotax over the course of today and tomorrow. And, of course, no one takes part in more than 3. So
yeah, that's right. So, what are you laughing at?
Frank has sent a message. It's rather amusing. I can't repeat it.
Okay. I see. I gathered that.
And this week's complaint queue is just 3 people. So obviously less problems with the senior race than the the juniors.
So Junior Rotax, as we collect a few carts that had been abandoned. That was from the 162 class. That has been now recovered to the pits.
They parked it off early to get the thing underway.
Let's have a look at the grid for the second of our Junior Rotax class. Jimmy Kirkbride will start on the pole position from Archie Organ alongside. Second row of the grid is Caden Welsh and Charlie Hulme. We've got Carter Inskip, Clarkson and Oscar Pitt sharing row 3. Charles Blue Cheesy Green is
Tell starting.
Them why. He's dyed his hair blue, hasn't he, Charles Green?
Apparently, he does it every summer holidays.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Right.
And then he has it shaved off before the start of school.
Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Cheesy Green starting on the...
No, someone's off. They're not heavy. 2 of them are off. They're not heavy enough.
That's becoming commonplace now, Nick. I'm not even sure we need to mention it.
3 of them are off.
Jesse Whitmore and Dylan Morton share row 5. Dalton Haywood and Oliver Grundy on row 6. Daniel Armour and Archie Hardiman are on row 7, with Joshua Withcombe and Frank Ward row 8. Row 9 is Barnaby Grubb and Tom Holden. Row 10, Reece Green and Ethan Waters. Harry Hadley and Alexander Stefanov share row 11, with Zauri Visarek and Luigi Perlini row 12. Row 13 is George Kay and Karthik Kometa. Alexander Colanciano and Lincoln Bevan are on row 14, and then rounding off a 30-cart Junior Rotax field is Daniel Clancy and Josh Gora.
So getting rolling again, and they are looking to have got themselves... Oh, they're a little bit more spread out. This is going to be more of a challenge to get this done in one lap, I think.
I'm not sure they're going to get these away because we've got a few stragglers there. Takes the shortcut, which is sensible driving.
Well, they're trying it.
There's people already drinking beer in front of us on this hot afternoon, Nick. And
they probably fit. No, they're going round. They're going round again.
I thought so. Yeah, they haven't got the grid to go.
There's the going round again flag.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out because Laura hasn't seen the going round flag before.
Good. It's not a bad thing to happen. I mean, we were forced into that, but not a bad thing to happen because it puts another lap of heat into those tyres for these junior drivers. And that way we will get a more consistent handling from them.
Some extreme warming up going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hot day. It's not exactly like they're struggling to get heat into the tyres.
Yeah. So
8 minutes and 1 lap are heat distances. And the current championship leader, Lucas Howell, he was the winner at Dunkeswell, if you remember, in fine style. Jaden Sherwood, second in the championship, was second behind him, and third at Dunkeswell was Jasmine Taylor. So Jasmine not
Duncan's
on this
seems a
grid.
very long time ago because it was.
It was 2 months ago,
I
wasn't
know,
it?
because we had the O-plate in between.
Yeah.
And holidays.
Yes, yes, very much. Here we go then. The number 136 is Archie Hogan.
For those who want to know, Joe went to Ibiza.
He's not long enough, though. Let's not talk about that. But there's the pole position driver there, the number 48. Or is that the number 40? He's got such
It's
a...
40. It's 40.
It's number 40.
There we go. Into oblivion for the first time, and so far they're all rolling around okay. Perhaps not as staccato as it looks on the pictures there, but they are now coming up through towards Christmas Corner. I believe they've gone up, obviously not completely in race order, but quite evenly. They fan out 5 wide underneath Frank, and a little bit of touching and bumping and boring, a few spin off. I think at the front, it's gone off relatively in grid order, Joe.
Yeah, Archie Hogan from the front row. 53 is Charlie Hume is second now.
Caden Welch, no, I think it's Oscar Pitt in third.
Jamie Kirkbride, who started on the pole, down to fourth.
Edged them off there. That wasn't the greatest bit of driving from either of them. But that's the 53 from the 285. So Oscar Pitt there in the blue cart. And the stripy orange, kind of the giraffe orange. I think it's giraffe sort of picturesque, isn't it? The graphics. Like
Charles Green absolutely launched himself over that chicane curbing and had 4 wheels off the ground as he did so. That's him on the orange and green cart, siding down the inside. There's Cheesy. They're getting all sideways through oblivion, but gathering it all up and finding the momentum. So Cheesy now about to challenge for, I think, is that third, Nick?
I think so.
I think it is, yeah. There's the leader who's checked out. Archie Hogan's checked out.
Initially.
Charlie Hume chasing after him. And then everybody tripping over somebody
behind
there.
That's 4, 5 and 6. I saw someone put their hands to the head underneath me there. So 1, 2 and 3. So the battle really, I think, is going to be second and third. They shoot into oblivion and then up through the corner of Crook. And look at that, Charles Green now looking to pick up second place. There's Cheesy, blue cheese this week. Oh,
he's on fire.
He didn't give him any extra centimetres, did he?
No, he's on fire. Charles Green, Cheesy Green.
Here, just look at this, Nick. Forest Green, Forest Edge expert, yeah.
Yeah, here he is there. Momentum out of Crook all the way up the straight towards Christmas Corner. And yes, using the brake effectively there.
Did you notice I just gave away? I'm a lower division football fan, Forest Green,
yeah.
rather than Forest Edge.
Yeah. And look at that, Cheesy's off.
Oof,
and
that
leaving
was too much.
Charlie
Way
Hume
too
behind.
much that was.
He's leaving him behind and chasing after the leader, Archie Hogan. There's plenty of time for him to do so and catch the leader. 5.5 minutes. Meanwhile, behind Charles Green, Charlie Hume, Dylan Morton, Caden Welch. That's the 3-card battle there. And there's Dylan Morton down the inside of Charlie Hume. And who's this coming as well? It's Caden Welch from the 995 number car.
Taking nothing up the inside's got him.
He's got him indeed. That was very forceful driving.
Quite aggressive, aren't they? They've obviously had 3 weeks this morning, which is still coursing through their veins at this point.
They've been pounding their cages all afternoon, waiting to get into a race. Yes, they've had lots of track time, as ever in the Junction City NKC series. Get lots of track time with practice sessions. And here they are for the first time being unleashed into race conditions. Now this 3-card battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th continues. We've got the gap down to 4/10 between the leaders. Off towards Christmas, and then just in the foreground, Charles Green now has got the leader right on his front bumper.
It's 1 and 2 where all the action is.
Oh, where's he going to have
Green
a go?
Thinking about it. No.
You know what, Nick? Cheesy Green seems to think that he can overtake anywhere.
For those of you who don't know about Charles Cheesy Green,
there he is.
Takes the lead.
Down.
Oh, no, he doesn't. No, it's 4. Oh, that's a real tank slapper as he tried to battle out.
That's going to bring them, both of them, to the attention of the stewards. And no doubt we'll have a queue outside of this box at the end of this one as Cheesy Green takes the lead, taps his helmet. Let's go. Let's check out. What were you going to tell us about Charles Green?
I was going to show you that people who don't know, he's called Cheesy Green because you had the incisive interview with him, the journalism that makes Martin Bashir look like an amateur. What did you find out? Why was he called Charles Cheesy Green?
Well, his mum's the timekeeper here, so she can tell us exactly why he's called Cheesy Green. But the story is, as a kid, and he still is a kid,
obviously.
he just loves cheese.
It's not the greatest story, is it?
And at Dunk as well. At Dunk as well, I asked him what his favourite cheese was, and you know what he said? Cheddar.
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 That was it. There he is. He's got a blue helmet, just like his hair. As he crosses the line to complete 6 laps, Archie Hogan will want to keep the carts that are coming. Archie Hogan's got Dylan Morton, Caden Welch circulating together. They're not scrapping those two. The number 995, Caden Welch, right on the bumper. That's the cart with the white nose. And they have caught him. They're right on the bumper now of Archie Hogan.
Yeah, it's easy back. Charles Green, he's got through. Hogan, Morton, Welch, and there's a big gap to Charlie Hume. So it's these three battling for second, third, and fourth in 3 similarly but different coloured carts. We've got orange and white, darker orange and white and a slightly different orange. I think again we need to start talking about the city kits to make them slightly different.
Off towards Christmas Corner then. That's Charles Green with the orange, white and green livery, and then the battle for second. Hogan is the cart that's leading this 2-card battle at the moment. They've dropped Caden Welch off the tail of them. Caden Welch is in the cart with the white nose, but the number 136 is Archie Hogan, and he has got Dylan Morton on the number 193 right with him.
Looking racy.
Looking very racy. Just under 2 minutes remaining. This is the second time we've seen this junior Rotax class out. Different set of drivers though.
There's enough for a couple of 2 and a bit individual heats of the juniors. There's someone behind us is trying to use our pictures as evidence.
Oh, there it is. On towards Christmas. Are we going to see the move? Dylan Morton down the inside and makes that move stick, but coming round his outside, and that was never going to work, was it? Dylan Morton there.
Welch up the inside there, loving the opportunism of these races. And he tapped the time, obviously.
He did, of course.
Green, yeah, but he's 31.3 seconds, Joe, so it's not like he's disappeared in the distance. Archie Hogan left alone for about 4 corners. He's probably happy for the rest, wouldn't he?
Comfortable driving now from Charlie Green. He can see what he has to do. And now for the first time in second place, we've got Dylan Morton, who comes through in second. Caden Welch went through with him. Archie Hogan demoted to 4th. Behind them, Charlie Hume, Joshua Whitcomb now at the 6th, Frank Ward 7th, Dalton Haywood 8th, Jesse Whitmore 9th, and Reese Green up front. Now Reese Green was down in 19th, and Reese has moved up 9 places and comes through in 10th.
You've got to do, that's how you get the points and how you gain positions.
Yep,
he's tomorrow.
Maximising that one. Only a few seconds on the clock now, but I think enough seconds are in the bag for Cheesy Green to get across the line. Is literally going to be 2 seconds on the clock, Nick, as he crossed the line.
1.64. Second place didn't make it, but it doesn't matter. It's what the first place does. They've got 2 laps to go, and this battle will continue going. Morton, Welch, and Hogan, though in fact it's much more Morton and Welch. They've dropped Hogan now. So Morton and Welch. It's the orange and white of Morton, mainly white. Let's go with the blue helmet.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Caden Welch.
I'm not sure I'm not sure Caden is actually close enough.
Well, he's got a lap and a half.
Yeah.
He just needs to try and gain. The issue thing is you're not going to overtake here unless someone makes a mistake, a big mistake. We've seen a small mistake you don't get past.
It is easy to make mistakes. We've seen that. It's easy to make mistakes across the curbs.
Yeah.
Across the curbing here, and the curbing at Oblivion, and the curbing also at Chapman. We've seen people lose time, massive amounts of time, just by, putting the cart too far off the track, losing traction on the outside, putting the wheel on the grass. However, on the final lap they are.
Josh Whitcomb in 6th and put in the fastest lap of the race.
Chasing down Charlie Hume, that's why. I'm not sure whether Caden Welch has got anything in the toolkit to have a go at the last opportunity, which is now the boot.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. These two have a similar speed, to 100th of a second. So if you drive the track properly, which is exactly what Dylan Morton's done, he's going to retain second place. Let's open up a little bit, Ash, and let's get the leader over the line. There we go.
There's Cheesy Green across the line to take a heat win. The first heat win for him this weekend. It's Dylan Morton in second, Caden Welsh third, Archie Hogan fourth, Charlie Hume fifth, Joshua Whitcomb sixth, Frank Ward seventh, Dalton Haywood eighth, ninth is Tom Holden, and Reece Green rounds off the top 10. The remaining finishers crossing the line now. There it is on the timing board, just on the right of the screen. We've got the final heat of the afternoon coming next, and it's another heat for the senior Rotax, the 162 kilogram category. And we have a full 32 cart field that are already lining up in the collecting area, ready to go. Let's have a look. In fact, they're already in grid order. They've moved out of the echelon setting up order and are now 2 by 2 down the middle. Zach Burke will start on the pole position with Grace Lee Davies alongside. Second row is Scott Lowther and Charlie Walsh. Row 3 is Elliot Barrell and Sean Rashid. Nathan Jensen and Simon Spagnuolo start on row 4. We've got Harry Pearson and Finlay Watson on row 5. Matthew Lambert and Jason Duchess on row 6. Joshua Priest and Billy Vogt are on row 7. We get a word with Joshua Priest in the paddock show that you'll see tomorrow at lunchtime. Louis Rees and Paulo Nunez Aranda are on row 8. Row 9 is George Hume and Sam Wyatt. Michael Goodburn and Kieran Gifford on row 10. And then we've got Jensen Watson, Levi Earl sharing row 11. George Townsend, Ollie Morris, row 12. Row 13 is Ethan Wyatt and Henry Swanson. And then Samuel Hawthorne and hello to Max Kettle, cart number 10 here in the NKC for the first time on row 14. I think Max is with us for the remaining rounds of the championship. We've got Oliver Atkinson and Jamie Green on row 15. And then Ollie Rowley and James Cutting rounding off the 32 cart field. So, Nick, the final heat of the afternoon about to go off. 8 minutes and 1 lap. We are recovering a few carts still, just on the just in the boot area. And when we get the carts released, waiting patiently, it'll round off our coverage for this afternoon at the checkered flag for this heat. However, we're back with you 9 o'clock for, really it is an
early start,
a full day of racing. We've got Junior Rotax will kick things off, and we've got a gaggle of heats to get through before the lunch break. Heaven knows when we're going to be having lunch tomorrow. We've got C finals for Junior Rotax and Senior Rotax. They will be 6 minutes and 1 lap. We've then got B finals for all of our Rotax classes. And then, of course, we've got the A finals for all 4 of our classes. Senior TKM, Rotax 177, Junior and Senior Rotax. So a full day's racing tomorrow for you from round 4 of the Junction 6 NKC. And we've got the carts released. And look at that, they're on ice, aren't they, on these new tyres? Some of these drivers just beginning to scrub this brand new rubber in. This set of tyres, this set of slick tyre, will see them through to the end of the season with the 3rd round of the Northern Cup and the 6th round of the NKC Overall Championship, rounding off at Warden Law in the middle of October.
Yep, it's all getting ready to go. It is now a little bit evening sun, isn't it? You get the kind of feel of the evening sun. It's cooling off. The shadows are lengthening as we come down up to about 10 to 6.
A cooling off at tea time is something we don't normally see in the UK. However, it really has been a very, very hot day for UK time. I mean, temperatures, 20, I think it was 25, 26 degrees, which is a very, very hot summer weekend here at Whilton Mill. Ideal conditions to go racing for everyone.
Last race of the day about to get underway and bringing them round. That's the 157 of Zach Burke.
It's called Racing Zach Burke. And then the Burrell car of Grace Lee Davis gets off.
And they're happy.
And once again, that outside line. A little bit. Got
dear,
a cart
oh dear,
off.
oh
Is that
dear,
the
oh dear.
99?
That is Yes, it is. It's 99.
And that was Grizzly Davis.
What she needs
from
is
the front row.
She needs 99 Luftballons to get her lifted out of there.
Oh, look at this. Grizzly Davis on the barrel. She knows. Look at that as she spins off.
I don't know if it's her fault. I think she may well have got nudged, but the total resigned understanding as you looked at as it was happening. There's more problems down there, isn't there?
Yeah, we've got an M25 congestion charge situation at Ashby, and it looks like the two Coles drivers off and into the lead. By the time they get to the boot,
I think it's Matthew Lambert in third, you know.
I think it is Matthew Lambert in third.
That's from ninth.
Let's have a look as they cross the curbing
really
there.
Quick.
It is.
And Lambert in third is looking really fast on the backside of the 97 of Elliot Burrell.
It's Zach Burke and Elliot Barrow for Coles, the two Coles Racing teammates. However, they've got Matthew Lambert now moving down the inside and challenging for second side by side through Christmas Corner, and Lambert hangs onto it.
They're taking no prisoners, but look at him, he looks sped up compared to the other two. Now, it could be that he's got his tyres on too quickly and they'll go off again, having this sort of pace on lap one, but he's just so fast, and he's made up several places. He's made the most of a good start, which he needs to do. Now he's pushing, he's shoving Zach Burke along the back straight before they come into the boot. Now just follow him through, because you get a nose penalty if you're careful.
He's getting tripped up, isn't he?
Follow him through, and now start thinking about how to get. But he lost time there. He lost time over the curb cam.
Yeah, he's definitely got pace. But what he needs to do, Nick, before Zach Burke's tyres come on pressure where Zach wants them, Matthew Lambert is aware that he needs to get by. He needs to get by because he switched his tyres on very, very quickly indeed.
And he's now looking into Ashby, trying to go a little bit tighter, and now he's going to try and work out a methodology through Parker and Chapman, these two left-handers, of getting past Zach Burke. And in fairness, Burke is just beginning to gap, and it now seems that this tyre strategy, which we're assuming could be completely wrong, but this is what we're here to do.
No, I think that's right.
Is now beginning to reverse out again. Good run through the first part of the boot there, Joe.
Burke lost a chunk of time going into the boot, and that's closed the gap to Matthew Lambert. Lambert now wanting to stay on the tail of Burke as they go through Oblivion and Crook, and now he'll try and get the toe. He'll try and get the toe towards the braking area, but however, Zach Burke, last of the late breakers into Christmas there.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting tactical battle here. We have seen, and we did see in the first heat of the day, that a well-driven kart can run as much as a second and a half a lap off the pace and still retain its lead.
Yeah, the thing is, Zach Burke is now, with these tyres have come on, they've completed 3 laps, this will be 4 laps. So now he's got the kart where he wants. And you can see the way he's driving. He knows he's quick, he knows where he can be disadvantaged, and he knows where Matthew Lambert has a bit of pace. However, these two drivers are absolutely flat chat now.
Yeah,
there's no managing tyres here, Nick. They are absolutely flat out.
Yeah, there's a lot of push and shove. They're coming around, looking round the top corner. That's Inkerman. Often the corner's ignored. The people think that moved the Ashby, and there it comes. Look at that. That was just the limits for Deason. It was too much. Too much limits for Deason. You can see it fighting all the way through, and then just couldn't come out there with any momentum.
We see that often at Ashby. It's the off-camber corner that just drags you. Look at that. He just couldn't get the kart to turn. Every time he turned right, the back end would come around on him, and he did the switch back there, did Zach Burke.
Yeah,
and Zach, this is what I mean about Zach Burke knows where Matthew Lambert may or may not have a challenge.
Yeah.
And now he's got Ashby as one of those on the list. Behind him, Jason Douche is in third, Elliot Barrell fourth, Jensen Watts up to fifth.
So Watts is coming back. But look at this.
Keep an eye on the 93.
Not giving up. Blue and white of Matthew Lambert on the 7. Now, in fairness, Zach Burke's driven a pretty good race, and Jensen Dukas has got past Barrell. So Barrell slightly off the pace of these two, and he's dropped into 4th place. Watts actually is quite a long way back from Barrell. He's obviously had to plough his way through the field. He's running 3.3 seconds off the lead. They come round to complete another lap, and this is lap number 6 they'll be completing.
All 3 of those leading karts, as we watch across the curb at the chicane there, absolutely in the air across the curbing. And there's time in doing that. It's undoubtedly to the detriment of the welfare of the kart. However, you haven't got a choice. It's going to cost you time to drive around those curbs. So you've got to clatter across them.
Yeah,
you haven't got a choice.
What's picked up about 3/10 on these two in that lap. That's not anything like enough. He may get himself into barrel, actually. Just want to see what the difference between the barrel. Yeah. What's the fastest lap last time, Joe? We had 7/10 faster.
I think he might. 2.5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, let's just drop back to we're in 5th place, which is the 93. Oh, too much curve from the 7. So that's Jenson Watts in the red and white kart. He's got a orange and white helmet, just going through Oblivion now. He's the last, is kind of not quite train, but trail of the top 5 karts. And we've seen him come from behind. We've seen him win many, many heats. Watts certainly one of the people always look out for in a senior max field at the NKC.
We've seen Jenson Watts do this many, many times. He made some guest appearances sort of in last year's series and absolutely had a great amount of success there.
He started 21st.
And now he's up and ahead of Elliot Barrel.
He's 4th now. 4th from 21st. And this is how you do well in the NKC, because you have one heat at the front, one heat in the middle, and one heat at the back. The heat at the back is often the most important because the fast drivers can make up a huge number of positions, which for their overall score, for their position in the final, is really important.
I will be absolutely amazed if Jenson Watts can catch Jason Douches in 90 seconds.
He's got 2 more laps, hasn't he? This the rest of this one and 2 more, I would think.
I would have thought so, yeah.
Maybe 46s, 47s, yeah. I think he'll catch him.
I'm not sure he may catch him, Nick, but I'm not sure he's going to have it. I mean, I think he's proven he's wrong straight away, because he's absolutely smashed that gap to Deuces.
But the point about it is, 21st to 4th is great as it is. Though 21st and 3rd will be better, because they are going to get 2 more, I think. They've just got the leader now, too, crossing the line. He crosses the line with more than 48 seconds to go. They'll get 2 more.
2 more.
And he's crossed the line with 52 seconds to go.
Yeah. Jenson Watts proving that he did indeed have enough time in that 90 seconds to catch Jason Douches. And with this lap and 2 more, it's only a matter of time. Can Douches hang on to that 3rd spot? I doubt it very much.
1st and 2nd are also still backing away.
They are. They're still the same, aren't they?
Trying to keep looking. You can see just ahead of them. There's the 7 of Lambert. He had a couple of down laps. He's now right back on the back of Zach Burt, but it looks like the most likely change in position is going to be this. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, textbook.
But we haven't seen much of that going into. That's almost only happened if someone's allowed it to happen.
Textbook momentum out of Chapman. There it is. That's where he got the power down earlier.
And whilst we were watching that, Joe, and watching it again, the lead has changed.
Oh, really?
And now in the lead, It's the 7 karts. So let's pick up the lead. He's got through.
He's that's defensive.
Huge blocking there, but the lead changed. You can only watch one position changing. Of course, this is senior Rotax racing at the NKC, so there's positions changing everywhere. But finally, Lambert made the move work on Burke. He had that period of down where he just dropped back, and now, with this lap and 1 more, and Watts coming, though, again, I think Watts is really coming. If these 2 start scrapping, then the whole top 3 is up for grabs. Otherwise, it does just seem that Lambert's got enough, a couple of yards, a couple of metres, enough to break away and win this heat.
If these 2 start squabbling, Jenson Watts is going to have a go at the win, not just 3rd place. And if it's like we ordered this, Nick, they're all coming together into the final lap now. Lambert sliding through Oblivion and into Crook. It's all about momentum. Will he have to defend? He does indeed go to the right-hand side of the track.
Kind of a wild defence that was.
Yeah, massive defensive driving there. Zach Burke can't find a way by, and now we've got Jenson Watts coming into play. Jenson will want to take advantage of any kind of move
He's
that
doing
Zach
it.
Burke
He's doing it now. He's done
himself.
It.
Alongside
him. He's got Burke. He's not going to get a lead.
Oh, no, sorry, that was
Watts got Burke,
wasn't it?
No, Watts got Burke. So Watts is in 2nd now, coming into the final corners. They're going to go round the boot for the final time across the Nouvelle chicane. It looks like it's going to be just enough from Lambert. What a fantastic drive through the field by Jenson Watt. He's going to be rewarded with 2nd place. 3rd place will be Zach Burke. 4th is Jason Dukakis. They came right together. We've seen this. This track is pulling karts together. It's pulling a train. You're laughing at it behind you, aren't you?
Well, that concludes.
What are you laughing at?
I'll tell you in a minute. That concludes. That concludes
it's
our
very
coverage.
off-putting. It's very off-putting when you laugh at me.
That concludes our coverage.
What have I...
No, I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
That concludes our coverage for this afternoon and the first 5 heats of the meeting. join us again tomorrow morning, early doors, 9 a.m. on Karting Live TV, where we'll be bringing you the rest of the Junction 6 NKC Round 4 from Whilton Mill. Matthew Lambert, Jensen Watt, Zach Burke, Jason Douches, Elliot Barrow, Finley Watson, Charlie Walsh, Kieran Given, George Townsend and Levi Earl up into 10th place. That's the top 10 places. The rest of the finishers are there on the timing board. I'll bid you good night.
Okay.
The weather's going to be glorious tomorrow.
Is it?
So join us again wherever you are in the world.
Whatever.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Fair enough. Really don't like him very much sometimes, honestly. I'm going to phone my lawyer about a divorce. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.